Hello and welcome everyone. This is English in the Pocket podcast number 14. I am Tiago Das, your host in this learning adventure. So today's podcast is the second part of my interview with Nduduzo Siba Mckenzie, in which he talks a little bit more about the prison system in Brazil.
Right. The prison system in Brazil, I can't compare it to South Africa. I can't say South African prison system is better or it's worse, but because I've never been in prison in South Africa, but I've been in prison in Brazil, and the prison system in Brazil was not a place for me to change. It was a place for me to die.
Right.
Because when you want somebody to change from a criminal mind to a mind by they have something to contribute to the community, something of good and value, then you need to be able to put that person in a facility where they can learn, where they can reflect, and where they can practice being in the outside world as human beings, not as convicts.
Right.
And that is not practiced inside. Inside that loop, they don't know how to write their names. Now tell me, how is that person gonna come out of the life of crime? You come out of prison, you don't know how to write your name. How are you gonna apply for a job?
Right.
People inside the prison system, for me, for my understanding, it's a correctional center, rehabilitation center. But there are no structures to rehabilitate a person. In those structures, what is it that you're expecting the prison to do to that person? Every year, the crime rate is increasing and not decreasing, yet there are people in prison. Every day, people are committing crime. Why? And what happens to the people that do come out of prison? Where do they go to say, okay, now that I've come out of prison, this is what I've learned from inside, and this is what I have changed. How can somebody help me? There is no place. There is no group of ex-convicts. Brazil does not offer counseling. You know, after spending so much time and the traumas that people go through inside prison, the things I saw inside prison, till this day, I still wake up at night and I'll be like, okay, I need to forget that part. You know, there is no psychologist that are out here to say, when you come out, you need to go through sessions of counseling, because it's not a condition that was created in our nature for us to apprehend and for us to be able to live with and just be okay with it. You do need help after prison.
Right.
You need help picking out the clothes that you need to wear, because when you went in, whatever people were wearing, you don't even know what has changed outside. I needed help crossing the streets, Chiagi, because I couldn't cross the street. In South Africa, we are right-handed. In Brazil, you guys are left-handed. Crossing the robots for me, traffic lights was a mission. I would stop in the middle of the road and I'll find myself crying because I didn't know how to cross. I'll be scared of sounds. Till today, if somebody has got a quantity of keys, my entire body shivers because my mind triggers the horror, the hour for me to be locked up. 6 o'clock, my body tells me it's 6 o'clock now. I need to be indoors. I need to be locked up. I've been outside for over a year, but those things are things that are still in me, whereby I don't need help. But there is no one to help me in that aspect. So what therefore happens?
So basically, you were doing this show, and when you said the name of the show, I couldn't get the name because your voice cut. What was the name of the show again? O Último Canto?
Inúltimo canto, inúltimo pranto pelos anjos caídos.
O Último Pranto pelos Anjos Caídos. Is that it?
Sim.
And the author again, you said Plínio Marcos?
Yes, it's from a book by Plínio Marcos.
Excellent. And this is going on, you were doing a tour with this show at the moment?
Yes, we are currently going around the, I don't know how to call, prefeitura.
The municipalities.
Yes, we're going around the municipality theaters where we are presenting the show. Oh my God, Chiagi, this is another thing. You know, it's so funny that I've been here for so long. And right now, I even get scared when I'm talking to my family because I always mix the words. Like my English is getting bad. My Zulu is quite, it's almost, you know,
Gone. No, you should practice.
yeah, but it's hard because people here don't speak English. And even when you try to speak in English, they'll be like, no, we don't practice English. I'll be like, but you know, you have to try and practice it because me speaking Portuguese is something else. But you guys learning English and Zulu, it's incredible.
Excellent. So, are you in touch with your family back there in South Africa?
Um, it's it's um it's very complicated. Yes, I am in contact with my family, not all of my family, because I think after so many years with them having no contact at all from me, life went on and a lot of things changed. You know, I've missed a lot of important things in my family's lives that it's hard for me to bridge the gap with some of my family members. You know, it's always a question of even if I call, the first thing they will ask, when are you coming home? And I can't answer. So for them to not ask that question, I try not to call, and they try not to call so that they don't ask that question. And it's very difficult, and as well the time difference with South Africa and Brazil, it's quite huge. So it's very difficult having that, you know, communication. I try to speak with them at least once a week, which is the best I can do.
I see. And now you are in a kind of a crossroad, because I understand now you are fighting for the law system, all this humanization that needs to take place in order for us to really see how we are dealing with what we consider as society the worst, and we are making it even
Mm-hmm.
worse. So that's kind of, that's, it's just telling what is the destiny of such a society. It's just, if you're dealing with the worst as you consider the worst to become worse, the whole society falls apart. And I understand this is your main cause now, because you speak very passionately about it. But now I can see also that in this process you became the singer that you are now. You said you're also an actress, are you? When you acting, you acting, are you acting in Portuguese, in Zulu, in English? How's that?
You know, I found a lot of things that have humbled me. You know, I sing. I'm a singer. Apart from being a singer, I'm a dancer as well. I am teaching Zulu dance music classes. I'm giving classes, and you know, it's quite a lot of things that I'm participating in that I've come to love. You know, right now I don't see myself ever sitting behind a desk and working as a receptionist. It's not possible. But having found this here is very difficult for me because until the point where I can go freely, go home and see my family and be able to explain to them, not even to explain to them, but for me to free them because my family is still in prison.
I
For
see.
them, this freedom they are seeing is just an illusion. It's not real because my mom and dad, they can't hold me in their arms. They can't see me. Sometimes they can't even talk to me. So for them, it's still the prison for them. So I need that. In order for me to be happy in my profession and in my life right now,
Mm.
in the path that I've chosen right now, I need to complete that chapter. I need I need those blessings. It's my culture, it's my tradition. I will never get any success without the blessings of my fathers. So I need to touch that soil and say, I am here. Now I want to ask because I didn't ask the permission. I just disappeared.
I
Now I
see.
want to ask for your permission for me to live abroad and for me to carry on with this work that I'm doing. With the possibility of Brazil opening its doors for me to say, go home, child, see your family, come back and work. We are willing to accept you and let you work with us because what I'm doing is not just for me, but it's to shape Brazil. It's to shape the lives of people that don't even dream of one day being in a program with you. They don't think it's a possibility for them. There are doctors in PFC who will never be doctors because there is no opportunity for them to try and dream of being doctors. So a lot is locked up. It's not just voices. A lot is locked up. Architects are locked up. Doctors, professor, educators, lawyers, judges. Brazil is losing so much richness and so much culture. When you look at the amount of prisons they have here in Brazil, and you look at the amount of universities and schools they have in Brazil, it's shocking.
Is the big
They'll rather
contribution.
have their youth they'll rather have their youth grow in prison with this lifetime punishment, with this lifetime judgment where opportunities are locked up for you for good, rather than to raise a society that brings up Brazil to be the best Brazil they've ever been. Where I not judged based on the color of my skin or just by my gender, you know. So I would like to have this opportunity to stay and work, but also be able to see my family because my family is important to me.
And what you say is very wise. And you say you cannot go on without the blessing of your parents. And this is so profound because
I can't.
it's like honoring your where you come from, but also not preventing to look forward and also create a new you, but with the blessings of our past, of our origins, of our basic principles, you know. So this is very profound as well. And I it's just overwhelmingly true what you speak, Nundu. And it's very uh, it's almost like what to say. I mean, you've got just to express through all the means you can. And I can see you already touring South Africa. When's the gig there? I'm a guitarist, you know. You may invite me for your
Really?
gig. Yes, of course. I'm a jazz funk, old
Definitely.
school guitarist, and I love African music.
Definitely.
It's beautiful. Anyway, it's just I saw it happening because it's so truthful. It's so truthful what you're sharing, and this is I'm a true believer that we are going through big shifts in this planet. And the big shift I see is like people are coming out of their shells. I've got a song that says that it's time to just come out basic of your cave. So many years. In fact, it's a bit of your story. So many years living inside your cave to be yourself is really brave, and that's what you're sharing with us. You know, I'm also ashamed of many of my silly things in life, but if I don't share them openly, at least to the point that I can accept them, then it's and I think everything happens in life is just it has a deeper reason, and it has a deeper reason. I believe in a higher justice as
Yes.
well, and this is what
Yes.
it's coming out for you now. Is a time for this higher voice, much more like that is being polished by the roughness of life, and is like it discovered a diamond that it was inside you, that was before sitting behind a desk, as you described yourself, not really enjoying what you're doing, and just about maybe to get married with somebody that you don't really know if you're going to spend the rest of your life with that person. And then life says, okay, girl, go to see something else. And then you see that you
Yeah.
said you dive in this big tunnel that you've been through in these 3 long years that I believe they were the longest years of your life. And out of that comes out
Oh
this
my God.
beautiful poetry that you are now singing. I can now already see this becoming a musical and big things. It's just like it just makes sense, you know what I mean? And you are exactly, you're not doing this because you want to be a pop star, but you are doing this because you saw the sorrow of those women who gave the best of themselves when you had nothing. And I'm sure you had more than them, as you said, but yet they saw you as like, oh, this girl just doesn't have. We need to support her, and this is the beauty
Yeah.
of a human heart. It solidarity. It seems to arise in the worst moments of our lives when we are really in the bottom place, and then we love and compassion emerges. And also, I'm a true believer, this country is gotta change. We are coming to this extreme point of like injustice is kind of the norm, and but we no longer want to take it because it's too painful to be betraying our own truth.
Yes.
And that's what you're doing is beautiful. Thank you. It's just, I feel very honored to this
Imagine.
opportunity to broadcast
Imagine.
this beautiful poem. As I said, is a tragic comic human poem that is like sometimes funny, sometimes tragic, sometimes dramatic, but it's the human life. Stay tuned for part 3 of the interview with Nduduzo Siba Mckenzie. Now, if you want to take your English speaking to the next level, sign up for our premium access. It's just 35 reais, and you will be able to be part of a network of people who are willing to interact in English, learn new expressions, and exchange their ideas. So just go to englishinthepocket.com and sign up now. It's free.